Hey guys, this will be number 3 on the first Earth Age in the scroll of time and life, and we're just kind of going over things we did last time. Like, it's going to be your choice here, you already know that. When this Earth is set back, and there is no time because we are in that dimension of light, we'll be here on Earth like we talked about. And your righteous acts, your story up here, so that's why you guys just want to be a good spirit in general. Okay, and here's some angels' footprints like I talked about. And I'll probably have to on a separate one, because I just want to run through and kind of bring some things out for you guys to look at the truth of what happened. There's some Bible verses I'll give you here in a minute, but just like I talked about in the previous videos, we were here on Earth in that same dimension. Angels have mass. It's just like when Christ returned, and they were on that upper floor, the disciples was, and the door was locked. And he came up there, and he came through the wall. So was the wall not there? Was Christ not there? And it might be a little bit too deep for some people, but there's mass there, just like Jacob wrestled with an angel. When you see these footprints and they're 10 million years old, you guys, just like I said, we were being taught here, and that rebellion, the Bible talks about all the cities being broken down. And here's one that's like size 7. It's in Jeremiah, and then he talks about a flood, and that's when he knocked true north off, and it's like tilting a cup. So see, there we were in angelic beings. We were here on earth. The Bible talks about a time when the sons of God, which was all of us, the angelic beings of God, worshipped all together. And don't confuse apes and that kind of stuff with humans. You can see the difference even in the skulls. This was the Lucy, 3.5 million years. And see, look, see the angelic footprints go back even farther. And granite is the key, you guys, to figure out what was going on the earth and stuff. And back then, you gotta look to the rock that's not here. So how do you do that? The rock that's exposed, that's sticking out. Then your elements will help you. And dating, like they date radiocarbon. And if you guys don't know about that, that is like this here. And what happens is, like, see this tree, it's got so much 14 CO2 enters the living tree in a fixed amount. When the tree dies, it decays and the amount decreases as it goes into the ground. And then that's how they can kind of tell where things are dated like that. But it's not always accurate. And you guys, just like we talked about, the tree of life here. And you see, you got all the animals and all the stages. Just like when you see plants, just like science says, that tells you there was light. So see, in Genesis, when it was created, God said he created the heaven and the earth, period. We were here in angelic bodies. And then it talks about the sun, the moon, and the stars. He's telling you how he created it in the beginning, before the angelic earth age. And he's telling you how he created the angelic people, and he's telling you how he was about to create the flesh people for this age. And Revelation and a bunch of different spots were called the stars of heaven. And the sun is Adam, symbolic of the Adams, and the moon is symbolic of the Eves. And the stars are the children. And you guys know about the giants and stuff. And just look, and the information's covered up. And if you haven't seen my other videos, go to my channel and check them out. Everything kind of ties together, you guys. But like in the rocks, what we'll see is it tells you history. And then the Bible tells us about the earth swallowing up these lies of Satan at the end. And that's all this knowledge. If you guys will sift through it, you'll get some truth, and then you'll understand. And in all my videos, that's what I try to do, is bring you guys the truth. Just like you see all this stuff, and it talks about the cities being broken down, and I'll give you those Bible verses, and we might be able to get some in. Genesis, where it says the earth was void, it's not, you guys, it became void. And we find that in Isaiah 45:18, it says God formed the earth and created it not in vain, but to be inhabited. And we got Proverbs 8:22, where it talks about being here from the beginning. 2 Peter 3:5, the Word of God was created in perfect form, and everything was perfect, but it was destroyed because of Satan's overthrow. Jeremiah 4:19, God created the world in purpose, and it became without light. And then we'll talk about the firmament, Genesis 1:6, which you'll be able to tell that this was created, which the ley lines, if you guys hear, they're under the earth, and they're what above was the crystal lattice. That's where all the water was that dropped from Noah's flood when the fountains of the great deep that were opened up in the Atlantic. Well, you can see where it spewed. And just like Revelation, it repeats itself, you guys. It's telling you it repeats itself. It's not telling you the whole countries are evil, but it's telling you where some trouble will originate. It's like when you read in the Bible, east of the Euphrates, that means, or the word east, it means go and look east of the river Euphrates. That's what it meant to the Hebrews. And if you follow the Bible and look at where the names and the kings and what they're talking about, you can see where the trouble was going to be next, and what people are doing what. And it doesn't make all the people evil, like I said in all videos. We all got certain people in every group that does things. But the Bible is just telling you a story about how the end will come to be. It's proved true all the way up into here, and it keeps going. But maps and stuff about the giants, any information you can get, the rocks tell the story, though, because it's what's sticking out. It's what's left. And man's word and his interpretation keeps coming up wrong, and not God's. God's word keeps proving true and true every time. Look at Ash Falls, Nebraska, you guys. It's got awesome every animal from around the world. All African horses and different things. Ash Falls, Nebraska. You guys just know like this. Also, like the scroll we talked about, and this is, you've all seen this, and this was a time calendar and star calendar. It did a lot of things. It's like a computer. When you find in the other cultures and some of the Indians and out towards Arizona, from generation to generation, all through time, they kept the track of the moon, which come in 18.5-year cycles. And I got a paper here. I think I can show you. If I can find it. I might have to do it in my next one. But you guys, we see cave paintings. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that proves. Okay? And when the earth goes back, you guys, you know, it's that crystal lattice above and below that got dropped, and that holds it in perfection. Till next time.